Talk to us about the Strawman. What exactly is the Strawman?
The Strawman is your name written in block letters. Very simple. It was done at birth. What the government did, or the corporations now, not government, what they did is they took your birth certificate and made a second birth certificate with a trust, a Sisti QV trust. They made it in all block letters. And for them to interact with you, they have to interact with you as a fiction, because they're all corporations. Corporation cannot interact with real people. So they made the Strawman. They call it the Strawman because it has no soul and is spiritually dead.
So let's break this down. You're born in the hospital room. A certificate of live birth is issued.
What happens is that she has to register the child's birth. She has to go to the registration office and register. If she does not register, she will be taken to court, according to what the law is saying. They take the birth certificate that she registered as an informant then that she has the child, and they made a duplicate in all block letters. She didn't, they did.
So they turned the living child now into a trust,
fiction.
into a fiction.
Trust, yes.
Which has a certain value allocated to it.
Value, yes. Millions of dollars or pounds.
And that trust, let's call it a bond. Because that effectively becomes traded thereafter.
Yes, it becomes warehouse bond for money.
So every human being that has been registered to the state or the crown by the mother ends up becoming some kind of a bond that is traded on the stock market.
Yes.
Without you ever knowing it.
Yes, without disclosing. And this is happening since the early 1900s. What they've done is really fraud, because they're fraudulently taking your child's birth certificate and make it into a dead entity. The dead entity birth certificate is making billions of pounds or dollars, depends on which country you're in. So your Strawman is considered a dead entity, and have to go to court. It's not going to be in your real name because they don't have it. All they have is the dead entity, and they interact with that.
So who is reaping the rewards of the value of your bond as it's being traded?
I would say the Federal Reserve, which belongs to the royal family, and the HMRC, IRS, these are the people where your money goes once you are registered. The mother registers you, that's where the money goes, to them.
Okay, let's talk about the difference between your signature and your autograph.
Okay, a signature is under the UCC, which is the fiction, the Strawman. Your autograph is the real person. So if you go up to a movie star and says, "Can I have your autograph?" You never say, "Can I have your signature?" It's always autograph because you have flesh and blood. Signature is what you're signing every time they can go into your account and take money.
And every time you do sign a piece of paper, you can bet that that signature of yours is being monetized, securitized.
It is. By the banks, by everybody that you, wherever you sign, credit cards, everything that you sign, they're getting funds off your trust fund from that birth certificate.
Okay, so fees and all sorts of things, and invisible costs are being discharged against your birth bond in that sense?
Yes.
Without you ever knowing about it?
Without you ever knowing about it, yes. It was never disclosed to you. All the stuff was done without disclosing, And it's deception, it's fraud, and it's happening every day to everyone that's outside the inner circle.
Okay, let's talk about the court system, because invariably your signatures lead you into a courtroom at some point, you know, whether it's for, and under the aegis of the court system, whether it's a marriage, a birth, a death, a registration of land, whatever. So we understand a little about the distinction between the signature and the autograph. What exactly is a court of law?
Well, at the moment we don't have a court of law. We have a color of law, which is fiction. So when you go into a court system here or America, you walk into a system where there is no law. So it is lawless. So when you go in there and you speak to somebody doing business as a judge, there is no judge. You could ask the judge to see his oath. He doesn't have one.
He's a cashier.
Yeah, he's a banker.
A banker.
Yes. So when you sign any papers in the court, that's when he gets paid out of your SISTI QV trust on your birth certificate. That's where he gets the money. If you go into the court, you still lose because it is not a court of law for you.
In a situation like that, when should you use your signature and sign something, and when shouldn't you?
There's a special way of, under the UCC, we go back to that, there's a special way of signing without responsibility for your signature. So that if you sign in the special way according to the UCC, you're not responsible for anything that's on the paper.
Okay. Now, for the layman, describe UCC. What are we talking about?
Okay.
What is the UCC?
The UCC is a set of codes that was set up over 100 years ago by lawyers. And with the Uniform Commercial Code comes contract law. It's all to do with contract. So we are not under any law. We're just under contract. Someone could call you up and says, oh, would you like to contract with me to get TV license or to get something that you need, and you contract. Telephone, everything is contract, everything. And under the UCC, you do not have to sign. A stamped signature or a typed up signature is considered signed under the UCC. So when you get a letter in the mail and it has no signature, or it just have a stamped signature, then it is considered signed. The UCC is very, very important for people to learn about what's going on with their lives, because we are under contract law, no other law. There is no law at all. In America, the court system is operated under military. When you walk into a courtroom, I don't care which courtroom, if it's a higher court or a lower court, they're under the military. Now you're walking in there and you're not a military member, and you're not told that you've been tried under the military. If you mention the Constitution, the judge says it does not apply in my courtroom. But you don't know what he's saying, because you don't know what they're doing to you when you're there.
And all of that language is designed to confuse the hell out of you.
Yes, it's designed under the UCC, and they know. They know what they're doing, and they know how to manipulate you.
So you're saying all judges are very schooled and versed in UCC?
Yes.
They're taken to special training schools in order to learn this?
Yeah, the president appoints all the federal judges in America. And they go to Scottsdale, Arizona and Reno, Nevada to train how to apply this fraud contract in the courtroom.
And in the United Kingdom?
The United Kingdom, majority of the judges here in the United Kingdom are not judges. They're just doing business. They might be a retired lawyer. They're doing business as judge.
And so-called judges in Malawi and in Canada?
All of them, exactly the same system. They're under the UCC.
Okay, I want to talk about some mundane issues. Who owns your car?
The DVLA in England.
In the United Kingdom?
Yes. Department of
Vehicle Licensing
right. Agency.
Okay.
Yes. Well, the DVLA owns the car. It tells you on your registration, you are not the owner. You are just the registered keeper. Now, if you look up registered keeper, it says a person who is responsible for taking care of the vehicle, pay the taxes, pay the license, pay the insurance, and take care of it. But the DVLA could take it from you anytime they feel like, crush it. They could clamp it.
Because once you've registered it, you've handed it over to the Crown of the state.
That's right, yes.
It's no longer yours.
It's not yours, never.
So again, when you buy a car, you are invited to defraud yourself by then handing it over to the Crown of the state, unwittingly.
Yes, because it's fraud, and they're committing this fraud, and they're not letting you know what they're doing. They make millions, hundreds of millions. The highway belongs to us. They says you have to pay to drive on the road. You don't. The DVLA is just a corporation set up by the Crown. All these corporations are set up by the Crown. The HMRC, the DVLA, they all do the same thing.